Well, hello. It is my birthday. It truly is my birthday. I'm not exactly 29 again, but 29 plus is kind of in the number. And I am I'm fixing to, like we say in the South, I'm about to make a birthday dessert. So I thought I'd go live and you guys can join me as I work through the creative process. Now, I have an idea. I don't have a recipe. So if you're here looking for a recipe, you're going to be disappointed. I don't have a recipe. I'm creating a recipe. So you can be with me while I do that. Now I'm in my laundry room and I know Talon's what you might see as I go through the house collecting I'm now moving I had to use the the step ladder to get to some of the ingredients. Remember, my husband's tall, I'm not. But anyway, so I'm grabbing some sweetener. I have a whole cabinet where I keep some sweeteners and stuff. I will show you guys. There's my ice cream machine, but there's my sweeteners, and I have some sun-dried fruits and or fruit, yeah, that I use in recipes. But I'm gonna grab one of my favorites. I'm gonna grab the sucre monk fruit for this dessert. So thank you guys for the happy birthday wishes. I really do appreciate it. It's been a great day. I got up and went to breakfast with Jonathan. And after breakfast, he got a haircut, and which he sorely needed. And I grabbed the scissors. And then we went, we came home, and then we went to one of his favorite places on earth. And now we're back home, and he has to go back out. He's getting his COVID booster vaccine shortly. And because at school, it's very helpful to him being in a residential setting. And I'm going to slice this open and we will create. Anyway, so good to see you guys. That's an amazing stash, isn't it? A stash? It's truly a stash. I think that's all my sweeteners. That's most of my sweeteners. That's the unopened sweeteners. I have more open. So yeah, I have a stash. It's a job hazard, right? Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. So what are we going to make? Well, I'm going to just have so many stories to tell you guys today. So we'll get to stories in just a bit. Um, and I'm drinking, like you remind me, ask me what I'm drinking. It's so good. Mm, it's non-alcoholic, I promise. Anyway, um, so so I have had this idea for a while about a dessert, birthday dessert. And I haven't said a lot about it, to be honest, but I had this vision. I'm like peanut butter. You know, I love peanut butter. So I had this idea to do something peanut butter-ish. Take my shoes off, can't cook with the shoes on, can't think and focus, right? So I had this idea to do something with peanut butter, and I have never been like a marshmallow fan, but I do love making homemade marshmallows. I'm getting my parchment paper. I do love making homemade marshmallows. And so I had this idea. David used to love like fluffernutter, like the peanut butter and yeah. Okay. So you guys see where I'm going with it. I can see it. I get to see the hearts with the love. So yeah, you love it too. So I was like, well, I can make marshmallows, and I've made this meringue, this marshmallow meringue that I haven't shared with you guys yet. And so I was like, well, I could do a peanut butter cake with marshmallow meringue. And I'm like, no, that's not where I'm feeling. So I spent probably an hour, like just looking at different ideas for inspiration. So this is kind of where I think I've settled. Now, if this is crap, we're going to make something else. So it may be Sunday before I actually have a birthday dessert ready. But here's my vision. Stay with me. I'm going to make, I think, but I'm going to attempt to make, Lord knows how it'll turn out, but I'm going to attempt to make like a gooey peanut buttery bar. Like imagine a blondie brownie, but I want it gooey. And I think we can get a little bit of that gooey texture by underbaking it. And I think we can get a little bit of that gooey texture by using peanut butter. So I'm going to try that and we'll make the bar. And then I'll make not the marshmallow recipe, but I think I'll make that meringue and while it's warm, maybe swirl some of that meringue on top. And then, you with me? Give me likes and hearts and flowers or whatever. Let me know you're there. Then I could put some chocolate chips in there, like just a few, maybe on one side, because Grace Sullivan, I don't know how she's my actual daughter, but Grace doesn't like baked goods with chocolate and peanut butter. So I'm trying to be sensitive to that. So this is one attempt. Like I said, if this doesn't work, this is what I'm feeling right now. So I'm going to put you guys on my tripod. And again, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. But doesn't that sound luscious? So what I'm going to do, and like I said, I'm making this up. Somebody probably ought to write it down for me, because that's what Grace always is like, Mom, if you don't write it down, it's always better than when you do write it down. So I've got you guys on a tripod because I need my hands to create. But I have things like ingredients that I think will make it gooey. So that's where I'm starting. And what's gooier, if that's a word, what's more gooey is probably the proper than cream cheese. So cream cheese is one idea, full fat. And I have my parchment paper out for my pans. I have about 2 pans because I don't know if this is going to end up being an 8x8 or 9x9, or if it's going to be a bigger dessert. So we'll just see where we land with it. And eggs, we're going to do eggs. I may do more egg yolks. I've got the whites to make the marshmallow meringue. So we'll get to that. But I think we're going to make this. I'm afraid the marshmallow meringue won't hold up to being baked. And so that's why I think I'm going to have to kind of put it on top and maybe swirl it when it's warm. So, like I said, if it doesn't work, I've got other ideas. If you guys have ideas, I will take those too. I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments. Sharon says it reminds her of old videos where only need the clock and the dogs. So yeah, the dogs are inside. That's another story. The dogs are inside because we have 2 empty lots on either side of us, and they're heavily wooded, and they have foxes on them. And our subdivision has decided they want to get rid of the foxes. And they have in the past set very humane traps, and we've just recently learned that they have put in the snap traps that break the fox's legs, and they have put them on the lot on either side of us and did not tell us. They did not tell us. We happened to find out from a neighbor. And so we have dogs, and of course we keep our dogs on an electric fence, an underground fence. But things happen with dogs. And just the other day I heard them barking, and I went out to check on them. And Winston came running up the road and around our mailbox. And I was like, what's Winston doing off, the leash or off the fence? David checked it that night. I brought him in immediately. David checked it that night and it was working. Winston had just gotten off the fence, I don't know, chasing something. So David did turn it up a little bit. But anyway, so we're not thrilled that they put these things up and did not give us a heads up. That was a little troubling. So anyway, so the dogs are inside, and we love the foxes. They have had some instances of rabies, which I respect and understand, but it is just frustrating to me that that we weren't told, we weren't warned, and we have kids. Anybody could be on those lots because they're empty, they're not developed, but it is quite terrible. So I don't know what to do about it. Their response, I haven't contacted them, but the response so far, to a neighbor contacted them, and the response so far from the homeowners association has been, well, we're following the laws of North Carolina. And we're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you very much for for that. Anyway, there's my little rant. That's why the dogs are inside. And if you hear them barking, they were outside, but I won't leave them out unattended anymore because I'm so afraid that they will run into that lot. So I think we've been here. We moved in on this date. We moved in on my birthday, and in 2012. So 10 years. We moved in this house 10 years today, and the foxes have never been a problem. They eat the rodents and they eat the rabbits, but they've never, ever been a problem. And in that 10 years that we've lived here, I know of 3 where there was a case of rabies in 10 years, but they've decided that they are going to get rid of all the foxes, which is ridiculous too. Like, can you really get rid of all the foxes? And I'm like, have the stinking neighbors clean up those empty lots. Like if you really want to get rid of the foxes, like get rid of all the brush and the crap. Anyway, so let me grab measuring cups. I do want to measure, even though I'm kind of making this up as I go along. I do want to measure. Anyway, um, so yeah, it's just really upsetting. We thought that they were moving them, that they were trapping them and relocating them, and we found out they are trapping them in ways that the poor foxes suffer. And when we found that out, that it breaks their legs and they suffer, and then they euthanize them, that was upsetting. That was really upsetting. So anyway, um, they have said that they're only trying to protect the homeowners. And again, 3 incidences of rabies. Only one person I think was ever had to have shots in that 10 years, of which Kristie is aware. So we love the foxes too. We love watching them. We love when they pass through the neighborhood. We kind of, and again, because it's wooded and there's a creek, there's a stream that it's actually wetlands that's in the back of the property. So we naturally have deer and foxes and, things like that. Every now and then a coyote. So anyway, there's my little rant. So I want it to be gooey. So the sweetener, I love my monk fruit, but erythritol tends to make things crisp. So I wanted to avoid that sweetener. I also want to be sensitive to the dogs. So I'm going to grab the allulose, and I thought I had it out, but I didn't. I'm talking about the foxes. Yeah, the homeowners, I don't even know if the homeowners know the traps are there. I assume they do. But what is just even more ridiculous is that there are flags up there, white flags that are tiny. I mean, they're maybe 3 inches long, these white flags. Here's mine. Is that allulose? This is allulose that has crap. I just need allulose. This is allulose that has erythritol. Where is my pure straight allulose? There it is. Anyway, I have a few things in my little baking pantry here. So yeah, they there's a sign up. I mean, they've said like humans and pets should not be over there. And so they've said that, but they didn't. But after we asked, after we learned about it, but there's a sign that I'm not kidding you. It's like yay big, and it's like warning there are traps. So you have to kind of know it's there and look for it. But they did not alert us in advance that this was happening. And so, can you imagine? I don't know. It's just the whole thing is just ridiculous. Okay, so I put in 8 ounces of cream cheese and I put in a third cup of sweetener. David likes things super sweet, and allulose does not have a strong sweet taste. So I'm putting in 2/3 cup of allulose. And because to me, allulose has a little bit of an aftertaste, a little bit of a chemically aftertaste, I'm going to mix with this some Boca Sweet. So I think the Boca Sweet will be super nice in this. I started to put some brown sugar. So I'm putting a full cup. I guess I'm going to make a big container. But anyway, so I'm using the Boca Sweet and allulose blend. I wanted to avoid the erythritol because I want this to be soft. And allulose tends to make things soft. I want it gooey. So thank you again for the birthday. Thank you again for the birthday wishes. Okay, so I put this in here. I'm going to mix this up really quick because I want that sweetener. I don't want it to be gritty. So I want to mix that, and this is not really come to room temperature. I do have the light on under the cabinet. That will heat it up a little bit. So somebody must be having trouble with streaming. I don't know why. Maybe it's yeah, you guys are just as upset as I am about the foxes. It's terrible. There's foxes over here first. There's a foxy one. Sandy says, what's she making? Sandy, we don't know. Maybe just a mess. I am making, actually, I'm going to let that warm up a little bit, and I'll leave it on low. Hopefully that doesn't interfere too much with the sound. And I'm going to mix up the dry ingredients, kind of what my brain is thinking. I'll add some peanut butter to this in just a minute. So, Sandy, I'm making my birthday dessert. If I can grab a bowl. Oops. Let me move you guys out of the way. You can see my mess on the counter. This is what David has to deal with, bless him, on a daily basis, right? So I'm going to mix my dry ingredients in here. Okay, so call me crazy, but I want this to have a really good peanut butter flavor, right? So to get a peanut butter flavor, you got to use peanut butter. So I'll add that in just a minute. But I also have this PB Pure. It's just peanut flour. And then I knew you guys would ask me. So this is the Crazy Richards. These are similar in terms of carbs. So the nutrition information has 2 tablespoons on this one, 1.5 grams of fat, 4 grams of carbs, 6 grams of protein. This one has 2 grams of fat, 5 grams of carbs. So pretty much the same, but it has 9 grams of protein instead of 6 for 2 tablespoons. So when you start to scale up and you're using a full cup, that's a lot more protein. And that protein provides structure in the absence of um, gluten. So I'm going to use a full cup. I don't have anything to bowl Tammy. Tammy says, what you got in the bowl so far? I'm like, I ain't got nothing in that bowl yet. I do have in the mixer, I have 8 ounces of cream cheese and about a cup of sweetener. And it's a blend of bocacy and allulose. So I'm going to use a cup of I need to move, I've got all these clean measuring things, and then I'm going to have a bunch of dirty, and I need to move this stuff, or I'll have it all like together, and everything will have to be washed, and that'll be a little bit of a tragedy. So let me move the clean stuff as I got it. So anyway, so I'm going to do a cup of this. Now I'm making this up as I go along, so don't try to keep up with me. I'll be honest, if it's any good, I will, I'll share it. I promise. I'll share it with everybody, not just the cooking community. I'll share it with everybody. But I'm going to start with a cup of peanut flour because I want it to have a nice, strong peanutty taste, if that's a word. Peanutty taste. Tastes like peanuts. Okay. Now, I also want it to have I want a nice bit of salt in this because salt salt intensifies all flavors. It intensifies sweetness and other things too. So I'm going to put a full teaspoon. I know that's a lot. It feels like a lot, doesn't it? But it's not. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so I'm putting that in there. And let me check on this. I need to scrape this down a little bit. Yummy, yummy. So this is just my cream cheese and sweetener right now. That's it. And I've got to make a decision here about putting in the eggs and putting in the peanut butter. I'm going to do the peanut butter last because things tend to have more flavor if you add the peanut butter. I learned that the hard way making muffins. So I'm going to start adding eggs. Now, I don't want this to be like a bread. I want this to be a thick, gooey, dense kind of bar. So I'm going to use 2 eggs. That's it. And I'm not going to overmix them. I'm going to just put them both in at the same time, right? And these are 2 large eggs. I don't know that this is going to work, so don't write this down just yet. This may be a disaster. And I'm going to mix those in just a little bit. Just having some fun in the kitchen with a few friends. When we do in the cooking community, when we do live sessions, everybody gets the recipe in advance, right? And so it's not like a surprise. They get the recipe in advance, and they can cook along with me, or they can watch and do it later. But this is just me. This is not like a true live session. This is just me making the birthday dessert, hoping to make it taste like something. So anyway, let me let that go a little bit more. Okay, so I also am going to do something. I want to keep the carbs kind of low. I'm a little worried because peanut butter is not so low in carbs. So I'm going to do something that some of you are going to be like, wow. But hey, Sammy, hey, Gigi, Brooke, I am going to put in a half cup of pork rinds, pork panko. I am going to do this because they're nice and salty, and they have, it's just a half cup, they have this amazing texture that's, I guess it's the collagen, that's a little gluty-ish. I'm using all these bakery terms. Anyway, I'm being facetious now. So I'm also going to use some almond flour for bowl. What I'm not going to use, I'm not going to put, I'm debating. I'm probably not going to put oat fiber in it because oat fiber gives it a different kind of texture. And so if I put anything, I might put a tablespoon just kind of for that flavor. But um, I agree, Susan. Who would say ew over pork rinds? But some people don't love it. So you just use almond flour instead. But it's zero carb. I can add that, add some bulk, add some salt. And so what I have in here so far is a cup of peanut flour, a half cup of pork rinds, and I'll do like a cup and a half, I guess, of almond flour if I have enough of that. So I'm just scoop, and swoop. One, two, um, three, and that's one and a third. And 2 more tablespoons, I think, 3 more tablespoons. Got it. Okay, you can see how precise I was with that. All right, so my eggs are going too long. The eggs are mixing in with the cream cheese and the sweetener. So far, so good. And now let's see. I've got, I'm going to put a little bit, I want it gooey, but I am going to put a little bit of baking powder in here. I don't want it to rise, but yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of baking powder, not a ton, a little. Okay. And a teaspoon. I'm going to put a teaspoon of that. Okay, now also notice I'm not using any psyllium fiber because psyllium gives it a different texture. Psyllium makes things more bread-like, so I'm not using that. So I have out a bunch of stuff I probably won't ever even use. Now I'm going to pull this off the stand. I'm going to one more time scrape down the beater. Yeah, scrape down the bowl. And I want it to be sticky. I want it to be gooey. So if you guys have tips, I'll be here. Hey Diane and Shelley. This is like these people are watching things on camera. Can you imagine that they'll be notified of things on camera? Crazy. Okay, I keep losing my towel. So let's scooch this out of the way. And yeah, so I'm trying, my goal here is to make like a peanut butter barish kind of thing, but I want it to be gooey and underbaked, soft, and I'm going to add a marshmallow meringue. So I've got the stuff out to make the marshmallow meringue. I'm going to make that while this bakes. I may have to wash that bowl. I don't have a second stand mixer. I guess I could do it without the stand mixer, but no, I don't want to do that because it's hot. Okay, so let me drop this guy and take the beaters out for now. Okay, looking good. Doesn't smell like much yet. Okay, here we go. Just dump it in. And I'll put, don't worry, I won't forget to put the peanut butter in. I won't forget. Don't let me forget. Yeah. Donna says, yay, I get to watch with you. This is not a planned cooking community thing. This is Kristie playing along in the kitchen. Ooh, the pork rinds are doing that texture thing. Look, y'all. Look. Looky, looky. We're going to have something good. Okay. I'm going to stir in the peanut butter. Yummy. It's thickening up. I've got some almond milk out and I've got some sour cream. In case I miss it, sour cream makes things soft. Okay, so I'm the worst about, and this is crunchy peanut butter. I'm using the crunchy peanut butter because, to be quite honest, David eats the natural peanut butter. I like the texture. Some people won't like the texture. I like the texture of having nuts in it. Mmm, mmm. I've got to tell y'all, Jonathan and I saw the best the best thing today. We laughed so much. So we're out running errands, and this truck was beside of us. And the truck, it was Texas peanuts. And it said on the side of the truck, I took a picture, I'll post the picture. It said, "Feeding America one nut at a time." And we laughed so much. I just thought that was hysterical. I loved it. Feeding America one nut at a time. That is not quite a third cup. Almost. There we go. That's a third cup. And I wanted to do a half cup. So I'm scraping the bottom. Winston's going to be over here. Hi, Thea. Okay. Yum. Almost a half cup. One more little bit. It's stuck in the bottom. That's the best part. Okay. There we go. It's really only, it's not even a full tablespoon, I promise. So that's a half cup of peanut butter. Yummy, yummy. We got to get it all, too. Okay. Get all of that in there. And I am going to put, it's a little dry, peanut butter. I hope my fingers. Just pure peanut butter. I haven't had lunch yet. Jonathan's about to starve me. Okay. Okay. Full fat sour cream's going in. Quarter cup. Yeah. So I didn't put, that was a quarter cup. Oh well, we'll see. Let's mix this up and see what gooiness we've got. I probably need to grease the pan. Oh, this is thick. Really thick. Okay, you guys are going to see it in just a minute. Okay. Man, I think it's going to be good. I could be totally wrong. It could taste like garbage, but I think it's going to be good. It's really thick. I don't know if I should add liquid to it. Look how thick that is. Like, look, it's so thick. Like the spatula is standing up. Like, so thick right now. I could put cream, but this has got a lot of fat. So what should I do? I'm going to put some almond milk, and I will measure. I'm going to put a quarter cup just to thin it out a little bit. Okay, there we go. That is a quarter cup. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm gonna vanilla. I've got to put vanilla because everything needs vanilla. If you aren't using vanilla, you aren't baking. Okay, a full tablespoon of vanilla. Not tablespoon, teaspoon. And we're gonna try it in just a minute. And I know it has raw eggs, and I'm not dead yet, but wouldn't that be a great way to go? No. I'm just full of myself today on my birthday. Okay. I'm getting it mixed. That's working. Okay. Let me line my pans. I'll let that sit for a minute. Let's see what it tastes like. I think we got something. I could be wrong. Not too sweet, but we're going to add the marshmallow meringue. I think we got something. I hope y'all write this down. All right. A teaspoon and an oops. That's exactly right. You guys know me. You know me. All right. So come over here to the table. I gotta show you what David got for me. It's like you're going to be so impressed. I gotta move this. You're going to be so impressed. Watch this. Look. Oh, hang on. It's not what I want to do. Let me switch the camera. Look what David got me. He had those this morning, and he had those. I woke up to 2 bouquets of flowers, and I got the ginger beer, the Zivia ginger beer, because y'all said it was good, and I thought Grace and I would enjoy that. Yeah, he got me flowers for my birthday. And I told him there's a flower shop in town that I love, like totally love. And I was like, don't buy flowers. I love them, but don't buy flowers. It's like so pricey. Don't do it. And so he didn't do it, but he felt, but he did do that because I'm like, it's like, it's too much. Don't do it. So he got me those instead. I actually sent him a picture and said, hey, here, Peter's got tulips on sale for $4. Get those, buddy. That's more my speed. Okay. Yeah. But there's a flower shop in town I really adore. He usually gets them done. But it's okay. I want to build a house in the mountains. So I was like, no, don't spend a lot of money on flowers. I want to. Okay, so I bought this up. I need to freeze it really quick. I have my butter. Where's my butter? Okay, like not like this is gonna stick with all the butter we got in here. Like this thing ain't sticking, y'all. But we're gonna do this anyway. Okay. So yeah, so if you're just joining us, like what is she doing? She is making a birthday cake, and I had a vision for something with peanut butter. And so I am doing like a peanut butter blondie brownie thingy. And then we're gonna make a marshmallow meringue. And I might have to take y'all in my office because I haven't made that in a while. And I don't know that I remember the recipe. I remember it's two egg whites and sweetener, and you heat it on the stove. But I also have to clean the bowl. Such a hard life in here. I only have one stand mixer. Okay, and see how beautiful beautifully that lays down in there. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm scooping. I guess you guys can see. Yeah, now you can see. So I'm gonna just like blop it in here. Ah, old times. There goes the dog. I've got to take Jonathan to get his shot at 3 o'clock or 3:15, something like that. So I got to hurry. Life just gets in the way, right? Okay. Yummy, yummy. I'm just blopping it in there. Like scoop, blop, scoop, blop. Somebody figuring out the carbs for me. I tried to keep the carbs low by minimizing the almond flour, but I'm using peanut butter. Okay. Sadly enough, carbs do count on your birthday. Not nice, but it's true. I know Beth says only one stand mixer, you poor dear. It's a tough life, but somebody got to live it. That's what I'm saying. It's a okay. Yeah, I realize how blessed I am. Super, super, super blessed. Real in spite of the neighbors killing foxes and in spite of having to run my kid everywhere. I'm so glad the kids are both home. Well, Grace isn't home yet. Grace should be home this evening. And Jonathan came home yesterday. I went to get him yesterday afternoon. Okay. Yeah, I'm just smoothing out the top. And I've got my oven on. My oven's already on 350. I started that rascal up just a bit ago. Okay. And yes, I am going to lick that finger. Okay. Maybe this will taste like something. I don't know. I think it tastes pretty good. I think it is. Okay. Somebody said something about the mountain house. I think Susan's on something. She says I'm going to need another stand mixer for the mountain house. And you're right. Pretty good. There were 3 carbs in that. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Sure, there was a carb or 2. All right. Let me put this away. I'll show you what I'm drinking. It's totally non-alcoholic. Let me go put this in the oven. I'll be right back. Okay. It was in the bottom oven. And I better check it in 20 minutes. What do you think? Check it in 20 minutes? Okay, 20 minutes. It is 2:22. Okay, and I've like just torn this house apart. Okay, oops, sorry. I've torn this house apart. Okay, so I guess I gotta wash this. So y'all come on over here to the sink. Let's go over here to my sink around. Hey, you want to see something really cute? Let's just right there, not me. Look at that thing. Yeah, he's keeping an eye out while mom cooks. It was sweet, that baby. Okay, so now let's go. Okay, there we go. You don't get to see this side of the kitchen much, right? So I'm just going to wash this up because I need it to make the meringue. So we're going to make a marshmallow meringue to go with our peanut blondie bars. That's what we're going to do. What would you do with the peanut butter? Because I had several ideas. Another idea I had that I'm just not going to do today, maybe tomorrow, but I had the idea. So I don't think, I'm a little concerned that the marshmallow cream won't hold up to baking. So that's kind of where my brain was. And I love this marshmallow meringue that you make with egg whites. And so it's pretty low in carbs. I mean, it's egg white, right? So that was appealing. So one thought I had actually was to make like a peanut butter muffin. This was an idea I got from a high carb recipe. Make peanut butter muffins and put in it some chocolate. Like use a decorating tip to squirt some chocolate in it, like chocolate ganache, and then top it with that marshmallow meringue. That I thought would be really tasty. So I did consider that. Um, and then I considered, so I make a peanut butter buttercream. So I did think about I could make a chocolate cake and use peanut butter buttercream, but I've already kind of done that a little bit. I have something very similar to that. So that, I don't know, that didn't turn me on too much, that idea. But I was trying to figure out how to use that marshmallow meringue. Like I could use that, oh, this is dirty. I could use that, I make a mess. When I do it right. I could use the marshmallow meringue as a layer. Like think about that inside the cake. So like a s'mores kind of cake. And then I saw this idea, this was a high carb recipe, but I saw this idea where someone had made like peanut butter cookies. And I want this really clean because if there's any fat, my egg whites won't beat up the way I want them to. But anyway, so I saw she'd made like this peanut butter cookie. And then what she had done was she did like a little bit of chocolate ganache and then she did a layer of marshmallow fluff. Now she's using a commercial like marshmallow fluff. But she did that in the layers, I think. And that looked really amazing too. So that's maybe an idea for another day. So we'll see how this one goes. But this was kind of, I was going over the list with David, whose eyes were totally glazed over. And he was like, make the blondie thing that you keep talking about, because that's what you want to do. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think I got this washed and dried pretty well. And I'm going to use the whipper attachment so I don't have to wash the beater thing. So come with me over, actually, come with me. I put this over here. See, when you're short, you take a bunch of little steps. I'm going to move this dirty thing to the sink. And then we'll go to my office and we'll grab that recipe. So what are y'all doing on a Friday besides like just hanging out with me in the kitchen? I'm beating the walls with the thing with the tripod. Okay. Sorry, I kicked y'all. All right, let's see if I can find that recipe in here. Okay. This is where I look out the window and look for the foxes. And they won't be there anymore because they're being taken away. All right, let me grab this recipe. Hang on just a second. Ruth is at work waiting for the snow. Ruth, where are you that you're going to get snow? I hope you're not in Boston. Okay. There's my marshmallow meringue. Come on. Okay. So basically I put the 2 large egg whites, the Boca Sweet cream of tartar, vanilla, low heat till the sweeteners dissolve, put it in a stand mixer, slowly increase the mixer to speed. That's it. That's it. It's so easy. Okay, we got this. We got this. Sylvia says she's a mortgage lender working from home. We had this other strange thing happen. We had these phone calls yesterday for people who are asking if we're trying to sell our house, and we're not planning to sell our house. Banjo, be quiet. Nobody wants to hear you. Look at this crazy dog. Yep, he's on alert. Lisa says, realtor working from home. Ruth says she's in lower upstate New York, a few miles from Woodstock. Cool. Okay. All right, so we're back in the kitchen. Okay. Working from home is fun, isn't it? That's what I'm doing. Hey, Leanne. Leanne, I passed your old house today. Okay. There we go. We've got to heat this thing up first. And we got to figure out, I may double this actually. This says that 3 tablespoons is 1 large egg white. So what if we used, let's see, if we used a 1/2 cup, that would be 8 tablespoons. That would be a lot, but we could do it. I think we can do it. Okay, yeah, Banjo is barking. He's crazy. He's like a crazy dog. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my heavy saucepan and I'll move you guys closer so you can maybe kind of see what I'm doing, maybe if you want. And we're gonna make the marshmallow meringue. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so we want a 1/2 cup. I've got all my measuring spoons out here. I don't know why I'm in a drawer. We want a 1/2 cup of our, yeah, here we go. Yep. And this is the liquid egg whites. I'm not separating eggs, which I could do, but yeah, why? It's my birthday. Let's be lazy. I agree, Susan. She says, is there too much thing as marshmallow fluff? No. Teresa says they have a 12-plus-year-old Basset. Banjo is an old guy. He's 12. Well, he'll be 12. He's 11 and a half. Carrie says, I'm still snuggling with my puppies. Oh, she has a semester break day today. That's a great way to spend the day. Dog cuddling and sun sitting. Okay, so that is a 1/2 cup of the egg whites, and then I'll use my 1/4 cup measure to do a 1/2 cup of, actually I'll use this one, it's already dirty, of the Boca Sweet. So that's 1/3. 2 more tablespoons. Okay, and let me grab a whisk because I can't let this get too hot. Oh, it's snowing in Cape Cod. I have never been to Cape Cod. I've always wanted to go to Cape Cod. I have never been. David and I, when we were first married in the first year after he finished law school and passed the bar, we went up to Boston and we rented a car and drove out of the city and had a ball. But I've never been to Cape Cod. I'd love to go. Tammy says I haven't made the marshmallow yet. So this is different, Tammy. This is a marshmallow meringue. This is not my typical marshmallow recipe. So I've got it on low heat and I'm just gonna go with it until the sweetener's dissolved, and I should probably be using a timer, but I'm not. Yeah, Gina, I bet it is beautiful. If we can ever get over COVID, I swear. I love to travel, and I've been nowhere. I was walking out my door, literally, to the airport. I had packed and everything to go to the Denver conference in February 2020 when Diet Doctor decided we weren't going to go to the conference, and so we didn't. And after that, I mean, we've been to the mountains of North Carolina. Haven't even been, we spent one day at the coast, but haven't traveled. Yeah. Okay, so what I want to happen is I want this to get hot enough that it melts the sweetener and it's nice and foamy, but I don't want the egg whites to cook. Okay, so it's a little bit of a balance. Okay, and it's getting frothy. I dip my finger in it and it's not warm. So let me wipe that off. Okay. I hope I do this right. Like the directions I wrote down are pretty crappy. Like, let's be honest. When I just wrote like, I think what happens is I'll do this stuff and I think at the time that I won't forget, and then I go back to it like months later and I was like, what the heck did I do? And I just remember like it was good. I don't remember like what I actually did. So anyway, it's lukewarm at best. I know you guys are laughing at me. Thank you. It's true. It's true. And then sometimes so I have to make things again to do a photo of it and to get the recipe ready. And yeah, it's a wonder I ever get any recipes out. But if I don't have focus week, so I'm glad Nita asked that question. What would you do if you don't have focus week? I'm quite upset about this, by the way. So the focus week people, I don't know what's happened, but focus week has been hard to get. Like, are you seeing a theme here? Like everything I use, like then it becomes hard to get. Like the peanut butter flour, like that became hard to get. I'm not over that. The zero sugar milk, like they had to cease production. Like, what is wrong? I'm not over that either. So if I wasn't using focus week, I would probably use allulose or a combination of allulose with a little bit of erythritol. I could also, knowing that it could become gritty, I could also use xylitol. That's what I use in my marshmallows before I discovered focus week. So you could use xylitol, but you have to be so cautious with the dogs. And Winston is such a little counter surfer. Not only is Winston a counter surfer, but Banjo, man, if you drop something, Banjo's like all over it. So what do you do with that? Thank you, Tammy. I think maybe we should do a live, I don't know, isn't that funny? I'm like, we should do this once a week. And then once a week, I'm like, I can't do it. Yeah, I'm bitter over the lattes too. I was loving those for breakfast. Okay, so this is getting a little foamy and it's getting warm-ish. But I want it. I have really crappy instructions. Okay. I licked my finger, it's fine. Oh, let me show you, well, I can't show you. I have to show you when I put it on the stand mixer because this does get flipped for a bit. Ooh, I gotta get the cream of tartar. Hold on. I forgot. There it is. Okay. And I need just the little guy. Yeah. I have to show you guys what I'm drinking. It's the Trader, no, it's not Trader, Whole Foods. I was at Whole Foods waiting on Jonathan yesterday. This is while he was getting class. And I got this sparkling water and it was being, there we go. Of course I like it. It was being discontinued. Yeah. Okay. Almost. See, how am I going to write this as a direction? Marianne says, can I show you the pan? Hold on, Marianne. It's just foamy. Nothing special. Thank you, Laurie. Laurie says, happy birthday. Thank you, Laurie. I want it to be hot enough I can't put my finger in it. Like, is that okay to write a recipe? What I'll do is I'll make it, if it tastes like anything, I'll make it again and I will, I'll be more careful with the temperature and the time and that kind of thing. It's on low heat, very low heat, which is part of the problem. but I want it to be so that I can't touch it. Teresa says she's on her first day of coffee without it. I know. I looked. That's why I was at that's why I was at Whole Foods yesterday, because I was trying to see if maybe they would have the milk. The milk. They didn't. I look at my timer. That says 4 minutes. So, all right. Are you good? Are you good, little eggies? All right. It's still not burning me, but I turned it up just a bit. Yeah, Teresa, I'm aware it was discontinued. They said apparently they were having difficulty with production for whatever reason, and I think honestly, I think it's just like the part a sign of the times kind of thing. I do think they will bring it back when they're able. But for now, it was good while it lasted. Okay, almost there. Thank you, Natalie. Natalie says she has it on while she's working. All right, a little more heat, and then we're gonna put it in the blender. I mean, a blender. Good gosh, the stand mixer using the wire whip. Okay. Yeah. Okay, let me show you what it looks like. Pretty sure it's ready. See it? Oops. See it? Okay. Okay. Oops. Put this over here. Turn this off. Now let's go put it in the stand mixer. Okay. I've been live like forever. I don't know how long I've been live. It feels like a long time. Okay, let me dump this in here. Can you guys see? You can't see. I've got a terrible angle on this. All right. Okay. Now I have more dishes to wash. Put this in here. And let's let it go. I will pull this out. Let me break this out. And when you're whipping egg whites, if you start it on low and then increase the speed, they whip better, more better. They whip better. Right? And the reason I wanted it on the stand mixer is because it does take a while. And if I had to hold this with a hand mixer, I wouldn't be making it. So I got it on somewhat low. I'm going to increase it kind of gradually. And I'm going to start to pick up my mess. Because I've got a lot of things left in it. I'm going to leave out just like this. Let's go to vanilla. And it turns further. Actually, it's going to be time to add that even for a second. I'm going to move this out. Beth says she only hears the mixer. Hang on. The sound is back. When I was closer to the camera, you heard me better. Crap. I'm worried that give it a minute. I wasn't talking, so that may have been why it was muted, because I wasn't talking. Just give me a minute. Sorry. No sound at all? Okay, now it's back. I don't know what happened. Sound's on now. Okay, this is a mess. I may have totally screwed it up. In fact, let me go back. Let's go back to this. I think I may have screwed this up. I may have totally screwed this up, but I'll let you see the oven too, like what's going on. Don't say anything about my oven being messy. Let me show you my oven. Oh. See, that's what it looks like. Okay, so it's looking okay. It's smelling okay. I used just maybe an 8. The timer went off. You guys couldn't hear me. The timer went off, and I added 15 minutes. But I opened the oven door, which kind of screws things up. Let me take you guys this way through the French doors. All right, let's check this recipe one more time, because I may have screwed it up. And leaving the mixer going. Yeah, sorry. I was hoping the AirPods would make it work. I was really hoping the AirPods might make it work. Let me double check something on this. Okay. Hang on. All right, let me double check this recipe and see if I've got it right. Okay. Here we go. Let's see if my other notes, I was looking at, maybe I was in the wrong place. Okay. Okay, I think I just need to be more patient, because I think I need to be more patient. Okay, I did everything right, I think, except I could have added the vanilla already, but it takes about 5 minutes. So let's pray I did that right. Hey, Kristen Kelly. Okay, so back to the kitchen, but let me know if you can't hear me. I was trying to make sure that I had the AirPods on. With the AirPods, it should drown out the mixer, so I'm a little worried that the AirPods disconnected somehow. I don't know if you guys just saw that there's a blanket in my chair. That is Banjo's blanket. When I'm in there working at the computer, Banjo lays on the blanket. Okay. Let's see. I'm turn the light on in here. Yeah, it's gonna be ready. I got it on the rain ready. Beth, I don't know. Beth said, is it thick enough before I started with that? I don't know. I thought it was. I may have screwed it up. Let's see. Okay, there's some gelatin in there. I got a mess, y'all. think this is going to work well. I think that one part is going to be okay. I think the other part is going to be a hot mess. All right, I'm going to check the timer on the oven. I know, I thought about that. I can see about gelatin. This is really embarrassing, right? I know, Teresa, how long has it been? Put the timer on 10 more minutes. No, 15 minutes. So let me see what it says. I feel like it's pretty good. Let me grab the... I don't think it's gonna do it. I don't know what I did wrong. I must adjust it and let it get hot enough. Teresa says it's only been a few minutes. It's been 7 minutes, Teresa. I promise. I have the timer on. Well, let me see if, it's not even a little bit. It's a mess. Yeah, look, it's not even a little bit whipped. I think I didn't let it get warm enough. I'm gonna let it go. There's not supposed to be gelatin. It's egg white and sweetener. That's what I love about it. It's not like a true marshmallow. It's a marshmallow meringue. And so it spreads. But you know what I can do? 5, 4. It's starting to dip up a little bit, maybe. Maybe I didn't have it on low long enough. I did use carton parts, but they were cold. But hold on a minute, I'm fixing to fix this. Okay, we are fixing to fix this. We're fixing to fix it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna make another batch. We're gonna add this to it. Because I think I just didn't let it get warm enough. I think I got impatient. I should have let it go for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes. I went back to my notes. So we're fixing to fix it. Okay. And I'll show you what I have. So it's equal amounts of white and sweetener. And then the vanilla stuff. So let me let that sit. Let me show you what I'm drinking. This is the best stuff. It's lemon raspberry sparkling water. It's lemon raspberry sparkling water. And they had it on special at Whole Foods. Delicious. I believe I screwed this up well. Maybe we'll save it. We'll fix it. Okay. And I should probably put it in a double boiler, but I've stayed right here with it, right? Let me check this over here and see if it's doing anything. Y'all, it's not doing nothing. Nothing's on the photo. Let's see. I used about 1/8 of a teaspoon. I'll put a 1/4 teaspoon in. Actually, you're right. I didn't put enough. Blame it on the weather. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put the vanilla on. Oh, that's not full again. Sorry. All right, let's let that go. Actually, it may be starting to work. It actually is starting to, I think, work. We may have both food meringue. We may have so much meringue. I want it to get to about 160 degrees. You guys are just watching, like nobody's commenting anymore. You're all just like holding your breath. Like, oh gosh, is she gonna totally screw this up? I think she is. Okay, let's take a look at this. I think this may be doing something. Yeah, it was dry. I had dried it. It is starting to get up a little bit. I'm gonna turn it up even more. Oh no, y'all. A mess. Simone just joined and said, tell me what you're making. We're making a mess. Mess. We're making a mess. Somebody says I made it. Made what? Like I've never made this. I've made the meringue before. I'm sorry, but I'm laughing so much. Candy has a good idea. Candy says that she likes that with vinegar, and that would get rid of the oil, and that would be a smart thing to do because I had just put a lot of fat in there, so that would be a smart thing to do. Marlene, I'm laughing. I love you. Marlene said, this is like so cute. Marlene's like, will you please post the 2 recipes because I don't know what you're making, but I'm sure it's going to be delicious. That is so sweet. That vote of confidence, that is so cute. Really appreciate that so much. I really do. One is at 160. It's not even to 120. Staying there. Thank you, Cheryl. Yes, Amanda's got it. Amanda is telling me tonight you're making peanut butter bars with nutty meringue. Here we go. That's the name of it. Peanut butter bars with nutty meringue. I had a lot of people leave our live because I guess they got frustrated because it was loud and I was screwing up. But we had a lot of people leave. Oh well. They don't see the genius that we're making, right? So I'm up to 140. And this is a lot warmer than what I had it for. I'm going to add this, I think, the way I thought. Let's keep a check on it. But no, we're not to 160 degrees yet. We're getting to 140. And let me check over here. Sorry. That's supposed to be what it does. Cheryl says her schnauzer got up and left her lap. That's what it's supposed to do. It worked, it worked, it worked. Look, guys, it's working, it's working, it's working. It's not quite there, it's working. But the oven, I think, is also about to go off, so I need to check the oven. So you guys keep an eye on this. I'll be right back. think we did it. I think we did it. I think we did it. I think we did it. Okay, hang on. I think we did it. Okay, okay. Let me move this. Let me move this. I think we did it. Okay. That is the peanut butter stuff. This is our meringue, our marshmallow meringue. And let's see how it tastes like. We have a mess over here. Oh dear God in heaven, I'm even going to tell you what I've done. Let's put that up a little bit. We haven't quite got to 160 degrees, but that's a mess. Okay, this is what I wanted. I didn't forget the vanilla. Ruth, I added it. This is what I wanted. Okay. Now, it's not going to hold up, I don't think. Oh my gosh, that is what I wanted. So good. Okay. I'm afraid it's not going to hold up to the heat. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to do two things. I think I'm going to take a little of this, that was the thickest, and I'm going to put it on one end. And then I think I'm going to put it back on the mixer. So I'm sorry, it's going to kill your ears. But this is a little, what I wanted this to do, get over here so you can see it. What I wanted this to do is I wanted it to be gooey. And since I took it out of the oven, it's sinking a little bit, which is a good thing. So I'm going to just kind of put it on this end. Oh, look at this. And this will brown up. So I don't know how well it'll hold up to the heat. So I'm going to kind of stop right there. And I'm going to whip the rest of this up. I'll end the live because I want to whip this up. And I want this to cool a little bit. But I want to see how it does on this end with the heat. But this is what it's going to look like. Y'all, I'm excited. Very, very excited. I don't want it to cool too much because I do want it to melt into it a little bit. But I need it to cool more than that. So I'm going to give it just a minute. Jonathan has an appointment at 3:15, so we have got to get on the road. So I'm going to end the live, and I'm going to let that go just a little bit longer. Let that cool. I will post a picture. I think it's going to be perfect. So thank you guys for joining me. I'm so sorry about the loud mixer and all the screwing up. But if this works, I promise to share. And look what's happening. Look what's happening right here. It's, look, it's not really melting into it too much, which is a really perfectly wonderful, amazing thing. So again, thank you guys for joining me. You guys have made my birthday so special with all the messages I will get to, folks. I haven't been able to, as I spent time with Jonathan. Hey, J-Bear, we got to go. Get your shoes on, bug. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And I promise I'll post some pictures and get you guys updated. All right, take care. I think this is going to work.